It's going to be the biggest show of my life, to be honest. Yeah.
I knew from just that moment that this was an opportunity not to go, oh, nah.
If I could have picked a band, it would be this one, so.
We're trying to set up a legacy for our children.
The recognition at home has been
Unbelievable.
Been
Yeah,
beautiful,
don't
yeah.
get it, yeah.
L.A.B, a band that needs no introduction. Their success so far and their popularity has literally skyrocketed, and all in a little over 5 years since the band formed. And this is what took them there. In the Year topped the New Zealand singles chart when it was released, and by the end of 2020 was best performing single. Brad Corder, Joel Shadbolt, Ara Adams Tamatea, Stuart Corder, and Miharu Gregory. But the rise of L.A.B hasn't come without its struggles. We're in the heart of the Eastern Bay of Plenty.
I'm from Te Waimana, Chuhoi. I've been living there for a couple of years. I grew up in Whakatane. Also from Whakatoa here. And Ngāti Pūkeko.
We've never left Whakatane, myself and Stu especially. Got everything. And it's away from the city, which is even better.
This is where the musical journey begins. Brad, Francis, Stuart and Lawton, the brothers Corder, led and mentored by their musical father.
We jammed a whole big part of our lives together.
Pale, 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 politician, can you make a right decision for all of us?
In the early 90s, Corder as a band was established, featuring all four brothers and a brother from another mother, Dan McGrewer. Corder was a band that established themselves on the music scene and became firm favourites at Aotearoa's summer music festivals. Corder remains part of the music landscape today, but two of its founding members, Lawton and Brad, left the fold.
I was with Corder with my brothers and I, and Dan McGrew for about 10 years, I think it was, 10, 11 years. And then we kind of had like our differences financially, creatively, and I just wanted to go on a different path at the time.
Just before L.A.B, we kind of all done our own thing at home, so it took a little bit to get back into music.
I'll be honest, you said on the camera, I actually started L.A.B with my brother Lawton, but didn't quite work out. So I thought, I'm going to go on a limb, I'm going to try and see if we can have a second go at this. Joel popped up on the Good Morning show, and then I was like, man, this kid's got it,
At the time I was playing with Fatukata Sound Machine, a band from Auckland, and we had this thing on Good Morning show. And it was my TV debut, and I was like standing there, felt like I was naked because I didn't have my guitar on me, and I was standing with a big splint and singing away. And that's when Brad and his partner Dana saw me, and he sent me a message on Facebook. And I guess from that moment on, I was like, okay, this is what I've been asking for in my life, I'd literally, like if I rewind a year, I'd lost my father in 2014, 2015 come along. It was like a bit of a rocky year. I quit playing covers. I was like, I'm done with that. I don't want to do that anymore.
It was really lucky to be, mentored by Dad as a musician, and he had a real knack at finding, good talent and, like natural raw talent. And that's the one thing I noticed with Joel. he had everything. He had all his fundamentals down. He knew the fretboard, and you just knew he was meant to be something big.
70 k's up the coast from Whakatane, Papamoa, the home of 2 members of L.A.B.
To live here and to do what we're doing, I'm guessing a lot of people would travel to like Auckland and Wellington to try and find
Creative thing.
Yeah, and to meet with like-minded people. Because I mean, yeah, we're pretty lucky to still be living in paradise here and still be able to do what we do as a band.
I was born here. My father was born in Apotiki, so East Coast hard. We've been in Papamoa all my life, so yeah, this is home. My old man, he kind of started me out on a ukulele, brought it home from the dump and put some fishing line string on it, and that was me at two years old. I've been busking on the streets since I was 6 or 7 years old, playing in the jazz bands and the high school bands, and playing in the pubs around here, playing at the first New Year's Eve gig I actually ever did was at the Pap Tav in here, 2009, with my band, playing the covers gig out the back, 2,000 people, you know. So there's just heaps of history here for me, man. It's definitely my hometown, and I find it hard to leave, to be honest.
Ara Adams Tamatea was originally from the Kapiti Coast.
Came here for 1 week in 2011. 10 years ago, I never left. Just felt real connected with the place, the people, the ocean, and that was it. 10 years later, I'm still here, so yeah, love it, absolutely love it.
Ara is no stranger to the music scene. He is a former member of local reggae heavyweights, Catch a Fire.
I left in 2007 for reasons, but man, I had so many good times with the boys. None of us had ever done anything in terms of festivals or recorded an album or a single and stuff, so there were a lot of firsts that we all enjoyed together.
We're in the studio with L.A.B.
Do not touch the mic.
In Wellington at Lee Prebbles, the surgery.
You never touch the mic, Joel Shadbolt.
He's literally opened up his studio like another house for us. Another home. We get to go down there and sleep on the floor, record 24/7. It just feels like home, eh, bro? We cook there, we sleep there. It's great.
There's mad scientists going on now.
We live down there 2 months of the year for the last 4 years now.
Yeah, 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, so he's our part-time landlord. Yeah.
You know those da 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 and the long one. I like the vibrato, the gospel.
Brad's the producer, so he produces all the music, and we get him behind his vision and try and contribute what we think might work or might not work. And Brad's really receptive to the input too. He never makes us go, nah, that's dumb or whatever. So he's got an amazing mind how he pieces all the parts together.
Let's do the intro.
When I start something, I just go, deep, and I'll dig my nails. I'll dig my nails, and I'll do what I have to do to get to where I have to get to. That's just been me by nature.
From like 8 o'clock at night right through to about 3 in the morning, this fella takes over on the desk, and that's when we get more creative as a band, because that we have a mean feed. It's just those little things like we don't realise, like, you kind of don't put that much emphasis on, but it's like those little things like going for a run, having a mean feed, then you hop on the guitar and things start to come out, you know.
L.A.B's second album was released in 2018. Album 3 dropped in 2019, and today, all 4 of their releases remain in the official Top 40 Albums chart.
I jumped on their second album, doing some session recording, and then by the time the third one came around, they invited me to join, so fully fledged member now.
Miharo's really old soul, but he's the youngest in the band. Beautiful nature. We got Miharo on stage because it's that same thing. Can you vibe? That vibration is that. Are you going to work with us or try and fight against us?
think the easy thing too with L.A.B is like we know who the leaders are in the band at their things, you know. No one's getting in each other's way. You know, no one's telling me, well, not how to sing, but you know what I mean. Like it's more guiding. It's like a really healthy dynamic. There's no ego trying to be like, well, I want it like this. You know? Like, there's none of that.
Everyone has a role. Everyone has a role, but when we're together, it's kind of like, man, I missed you, man. You know, is that? And yeah, I think that plays a big part of that. Our live, it transfers over to the live, and we respect each other so much.
We learnt a lot of hard lessons, as well as good ones as well, which we can bring to here and just cut out all the crap, pretty much, you know. So we can just get straight to the point.
Man, I think there's just so much experience. I think they've done in the past all the things not to do, you know what I mean? So now they know what's right, and everyone's just, you know, super eager to give a helping hand and no weird egos or anything like that.
We just feel a lot more in control. We actually feel a lot more free in the band and at home, you know. Everything's just working out well. The pieces of the puzzle all fitting, and I actually still can't believe that we're here, to be honest.
Some musos spend a lifetime trying to find the right people to play with, man.
Yeah.
Really, they do.
And we've talked about it, like, between myself, Brad and Stu, obviously those two with Quarter, and me to a lesser degree with Catch a Fire. You know, we're so lucky to get a second bite at this, you know, second time on the radio, because most people don't ever get a first chance. So how the hell did we get 2 bites at it and then, you know, pick up the bro and Miharu is just completing the outfit. It's like, man, how lucky are we?
But success didn't just happen. They made their luck.
It was hard, like my family were really struggling with the whole thing, you know. Getting there. Yeah, so yeah, we hit this this room, and sorry, right? So yeah, no, family would be in the back of the bed, and I'd have my studio. Literally, bed was right behind me, and I would just start writing from kind of 8 till 3 in the morning, every day. I did that for 2 years. My partner and I, you know, we did what we did to make it feel like a home, but basically, I was just head down. I just went for it, man. It was hard. It was hard as, but you just got to do what you got to do, you know. So it was either that or just give up, and then my kids suffer. So, but after that, it was a good journey though. It was all positive. Like the whole thing was positive because I knew we had a set goal, and I knew Joel and Stu and Ara, they were on board. So they wanted in. So I knew this is gonna work. This is gonna work. I cannot tell you how many people told us, you know, you're not gonna do well. For every single one, oh yeah, you're done, you know. It just came and we're just like, whatever, later, boom, you know. Don't want to be a part of this, we're off, you know. And yeah, snowball.
The first year and a half of L.A.B, or I'd say the before the first album dropped, was hard work, man. And it still has its moments. Don't get me wrong.
Bro, what about Jimmy Fisher?
That struggle in the first 2 years, it was saved by passion and drive that whole time. Like, we were just hungry. I can't tell you how hungry we used to get excited, you know, sitting in the car and mattresses in the back, you know. Bit different now.
It's just been a really good ride, a really fast ride. But we're always ready for the challenges.
It's funny because I like skipped the real hard yards, you know, but yeah, now I'm like walking down the street and hear songs and I'm like, it's pretty trippy, but.
Mikey Tucker from Loop Records, my booking agent, rang up, manager, booking agent, my everything for the whole band. He rang up and said, Brad, you know, have you thought about getting a house? And I was like, man, really? As a father and as a provider, man, that was the biggest. That was huge. That was like, yeah, I can't describe it. But yeah, I wouldn't say it's luck. You can't call this luck. This was just unbelievable grind and passion and determination.
We do karaoke's before every show, and family is just like as much as the band is, you know. I think they're from that whakatane hard, like bring the marae kind of thing, just evolved into the culture of the band.
It's like deep. It's like a deep like brotherhood. And I'm not just saying it because, you know, a lot of people say that, but we literally do, you know, care like lovingly for each other. But we also care for their children as well. You know, we care for their parents. There's a really deep understanding. After COVID, we sold out Spark Arena, and I think the day it went from lockdown 4 till 1, we're basically jumping on to an arena this Saturday, and that was the turning point.
And from Spark Arena to rehearsals for their biggest gig yet.
We're using the space to rehearse. We kind of just get to practice the songs, go through all the nitty-gritty bits. It gives the whole team a chance to work on visuals and sound and all that stuff, so. We just got news it's sold out.
17,000 people going to be there. We're really, really stoked.
To have your own show do that is crazy, so yeah, I'm sure it'll hit me like Saturday, yeah.
Just the stage alone and just looking out, I think that's when the heart really sinks in and just like, whoa.
Ooh, it's our biggest show. We're not quite nowhere near 660, but it's another tick in the box for the boys.
It's the biggest thing that any of us have ever been involved in.
Not easy.
You know, so we're all learning as we go on that regard. It's not like, oh yeah, I've played in front of this many people before. It's like, or, you know, we've never achieved these kind of goals in life.
And at last, what they've worked so hard to make happen. It's the big night. Mount Smart Stadium, March 27th, 2021.
Just keep riding, just while we can, because we just got a good roll on.
We're already planting to see once everything hopefully gets back to normal, what are we going to do? But we're ready. We're ready to go.
Thank you so much, people.